Estate Tips Tuesday, and this week's tip or topic, we're going to talk about the real estate market. Is it really cooling off like all the headlines say? Yes, it kind of is starting to cool off a little bit in most areas. Here in Colorado, you can see some of the signs trending in that direction. But in certain areas or price range in homes, the competition and the market is still pretty hot. I just had a house go on the market that was in a very family-friendly neighborhood for a fairly reasonable price, and it was a very competitive type of scenario. We went on the market on Thursday and we went off on Sunday night because we had tons of viewings and lots of offers. But that's because this was a single family home. It was a starter home. It needed a little bit of upgrading, but it was still good for your first time home buyers. That's not the case in all areas, and here are some of the reasons why. A lot of home buyers are being pushed out of the market because of high prices and also the lack of inventory. And there's still that fear of a housing market bubble because it's so near in the past that people are still thinking that this could be another bubble and a return to life after the pre-pandemic year we had. Those are some of the reasons why the housing market is starting to cool. It's still pretty hot out there, but you need to remember that a lot of the statistics that are coming out now are based on last year's housing market. And last year, this was during COVID, when a lot of pandemic type of restrictions were placed on the housing market. We weren't allowed to show houses in person. We had a lot of PPE equipment we had to get. A lot of people had fear of selling their homes or even going into homes. So there was a lot of different things that make the statistics slightly higher still now than there was last year. There's still a big increase in showing that this is a hotter market than last year because last year we had a lot of restrictions on us. So it's kind of hard to determine if it's really still a hot market or if it's just hotter than last year because we were in a pandemic type of scenario. So that is why you need to look at some of the other trends that are going on and not just the prices that are going on out there. But those high prices are here to stay because potential sellers are looking around and saying, hey, my neighbor sold for this price. I have a better house. It's more modern. It has a swimming pool. It has an office. It has all sorts of different amenities. And I'm not going to sell for less than what my neighbor sold for. This could be unrealistic, but it starts to set the floor for the price of housing that's here to stay. Buyers aren't going to find any deals as of right now, but they're still going to find that they are competing against less offers. So that is also a positive. So let's go into why it is softening just a little bit. I told you in the beginning some of the points, and now I'm going to go into a little bit more detail of why it's softening. As more people are returning to work or offices, they are starting to realize that maybe they don't want to have a very long commute. Because they were moving out of the city into the suburbs, now they have to go back into the city for work. And maybe living out in the middle of nowhere wasn't such a great idea. And also because everybody's coming out or getting out of the house. So kids are going back to school for in-person learning. So the need for extra space isn't as wanted or needed as it was last year. Now, it's definitely convenient to have a home office, but it's not really a necessity as of right now. So that is also pushing the softening of the market. And also, the reopening of America is competing for your buyers' attention and their down payment for a home, such as sporting events or concerts or vacations and even restaurants. They're all competing for your buyer's time and money. And people are craving all of that, so they're starting to put aside their wants and needs for a home, especially if purchasing a home is maxing out their budget. A lot of people are not wanting to max out their budget just to purchase a home. And one of the last points is that buyers are frustrated with the lack of inventory or the lack of affordable homes on the market. You go out with your buyers time and time again, and you find homes that are super expensive and are just not quite what they're looking for or need a lot of love and attention. So buyers are starting to think, I'm just gonna sit it out and do some post-pandemic fun and activities instead of trying to purchase a home. This then causes the market to cool, which then sparks some interest in buyers who've been sitting it out, and the cycle repeats itself. So we won't be seeing any type of housing market decline for any time in the near future, but you should always be looking at the whole picture and also the micro picture of your area that you're looking at. If you have any questions about any of the topics I talked about in this video or any other real estate related topics, please contact me through any of my social pages. And if you like this video, please press the like button, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so that you can get these great videos into your email box every week. And until next week, have a wonderful rest of your week.